Hello guys, it's Derek Tafuma here on my page, my Facebook page, and I wanted to talk about how to sell music online. So I got asked a question by one of my friends on Instagram, and the question was, this person was making music, and so they wanted to find out how they can sell that music online, because they're making this music but they have no clue how to sell the music online. So they were asking for my advice on how they can do this. Now there are several ways which I've written down. I've written down a number of ways. Fortunately you can't see that, but I've got an application called Evernote, and in Evernote I'm able to write my notes. It's a note-taking application. Let's see if we can play around with some. Is that okay? That's a bit too artificial. It's almost Christmas time. Let's have a Christmas edition. Okay, so here's the thing. In fact, I don't like that one. Let's use this one. Nod your head. Yeah, well, that looks a bit nerdy. It's raining outside. Yeah, that'll do. No, I don't like this shirt. Don't like the shirt. Let's try this one here. Nah, not that. Yeah, maybe this one. So basically, there are a number of ways in which you can sell music online. In fact, this is making it look like a comic. Is there anything else? Let me try that. Okay, that one doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, it's working now. Some lightning. Okay, so, well, let's go back to natural. This is no time for games. Okay. So the person wanted to know how to sell music online. I've written down quite a few ideas which I'm going to share with you. Maybe you're also doing the same. Maybe it's not music. It could be any product that you want to sell online, and the basic method is the same. So you basically need to sell that to someone, and you need to find those people. So you need to find a community. So you either find the community and you pitch to them, or you create your own community. You build your own community by building your own brand. So let's start off with, for example, one of the ways in which you can find an audience. So I think the best way for everyone, so just like having an email address, you should now also have a website. Okay, not even one website, you should have several websites. But I'll suggest that you start with just one website to begin with, because that one website will teach you how to then scale to perform on other websites. Okay, so on your website you can have a link to your where the music is. You can actually have people downloading the music from your website. Okay, but the technicalities, you can always find out exactly how to do that. But with your own website, maybe for that particular album, you can have a website for that particular album, or you can have a website for all of your music. So you can have a website where you're putting all of your music, so that all of your music can be downloaded from that website. So there are ways you can do this. So that's number one. Number two, you need to understand the power of email, because email is going directly to people. So when you send your song through email, obviously you need to build a relationship with the people before you start trying to sell them stuff via email. So once you've reached a stage where you can actually send the music over email, then you can provide a link back to your website or back to a place where you have the music where the music is placed, then you can have people downloading from that website. Okay, so this is through email. So first of all, you need a website, and if you don't have your own website, you can use other website or other platforms. Okay, then you need to collect emails, and you need to keep in touch with people via email, and the email can lead back to where the music is so that people can download. So in the email, all you do is you send a link to the music. Okay, the other way is YouTube. So YouTube is quite interesting, because with YouTube, what most people have been doing is maybe putting a whole song on YouTube, and even a whole album on YouTube, and then they just monetize the channel. So when you monetize the channel, you do this by becoming a YouTube partner. When you apply to become a YouTube partner and you're accepted into the YouTube partner program, then you can monetize each individual video. So depending on the number of views that you're getting on the video, you are able to start earning some money. And also advertisers will advertise during your music or during your song, and if people are able to click onto the on one of the adverts, then you are able to get paid that way. But the key thing is that you get as many views as possible, because the more views you get, the better quality of advertisers you're going to get on your site, and the more money you're going to get paid for your music. So that's one way. Okay, or you can use YouTube as a way to let people know about yourself. So instead of just going on YouTube only when you have something to sell, you could use it as a way to document your music career. So you could have a behind the scenes session where you're just showing people what you're doing behind the scenes, how you're making your music, what inspires you to write the lyrics and stuff like that. So the background story is very important. It's very important in helping the people to identify with you, with your brand, because people buy you. They don't necessarily buy. You might have 1 or 2 hit songs which people might like, and they might buy the singles, right? Maybe they can download that on iTunes. Okay, they like that one song, but if the rest of the music is not something that they want to listen to, then they don't bother buying the whole album. But imagine those people, those singers, those musicians, which you consider to be very good because you've listened to a lot of their materials before, or because you just like their brand. It's like when you like the brand, the person, if they release an album, you buy the whole album without worrying about the quality of individual songs on the album. Okay, so you want to reach that stage, and to reach that stage, you have to continue to communicate with your audience, which means you need to interact with them. Okay, so like what I'm doing here, I'm interacting with you. I'm sharing some information about music, how to sell music. Okay, if you resonate with the method which I'm describing here, then you're more likely to listen to more of my videos when I do produce the videos. So it's exactly the same thing. Whatever you do, whether you're a musician, whether you're an athlete, whatever you do, you can use the power of social media to reach individual people. Okay, because that's where the attention is. By the attention, I mean that's what people are spending time on. If you just look at people watching a football match or whatever they are doing, they are also on their phone. They are also recording and tweeting and Snapchatting about whatever it is that is going on around them. So the attention is on mobile phones and the applications such as this one. Okay, so I talked about website, I talked about email, I talked about YouTube and monetization. So I talked about views. So it's important to have many views, but you can also get sponsorship. Okay, so if you are able to talk about a certain product during your show, because you're being sponsored by someone, then that person could be paying you because they realize just how many viewers you have on your YouTube channel. So if they do realize that you have a large following, then they want to reach out to your audience so they can sponsor some of your videos, and that means you'll get paid by them if you talk about their products during your show. And the other thing is organizations like Patreon. Okay, so Patreon will allow you to pitch your idea and the sort of thing that you are selling or the sort of thing that you're talking about. And if they like the idea, they can sponsor you for every video that you make, for example. So that's Patreon. Hello Douglas, thank you for watching. I'm talking about how to sell music online because I was asked by one of my friends who is making music in Zimbabwe, and they were wondering just how to break onto the online marketplace. And so I've just been talking about some of the ways in which they can sell their music. And one of them is having a website and being able to upload their music onto the website so they can sell the music on the website, reaching out to people through email, being able to then sell their music directly through email. But let not the first email be the one where they are selling their music. Let the email be the one, be just one of many. So you should be sending people a lot of emails offering different products, even a blog post in which you are just explaining what you do on a daily basis to produce your music. By the way, if you're a musician, you should be producing music on a daily basis. Okay, so if it means one song per day, let it be one song per day. If it means one song a week, be consistent, make it one song a week, but make sure that you're producing that music, because you cannot call yourself a musician if you're not producing the music. So that's that. Then collaborations on YouTube. So on YouTube, I talked about monetization, becoming a YouTube partner, making sure that you have many views, looking for sponsorship so you can talk about the products of the sponsors during your YouTube videos, using people like Patreon so that you find people who can sponsor you from Patreon, so you get some money from them every time you post a new video. And also collaborations. So collaborations is when you look for other YouTube or YouTubers who are doing very well and you partner with them so that you get to have access to the audience of that YouTuber. But make sure that you're also providing value to that YouTuber. So you don't want to approach people so that you have access to their audience, then you take their audience, but what are you giving back in return? So there should be something that you're giving back in return. Okay, then I'm always talking about this. For the past few weeks I've been talking about the blockchain, and now you can also use the blockchain for your music. For example, I'll just give you two examples. So there is DTube. DTube is basically the blockchain version of YouTube. Okay, it's not a YouTube product, it's not a Google product. It's a product by an organization or a group. They call themselves Steemit, and they have got a product called Steemit.com, which is based on an incentive system, just like the DTube is based on a blockchain, which is based on an incentive system. So the incentive system allows you to get paid for posting, for commenting, for reposting, any activity that you do. And the more people you have around you who are producing or who are reposting, commenting, the more crowd you have around yourself, the better you or the more incentive you're given. So you get paid every time you post something. Imagine a Facebook where for every post and for every comment there is the likelihood that you will get paid. So that's what DTube and Steemit are doing. So DTube and Steemit are like Facebook and YouTube. But instead of having to monetize your product and going through all these stages, the moment that you are on the platform, the moment that you're registered and you're accepted onto the platform, the moment you start posting something, then you start getting paid. Okay, how cool is that? You get paid as soon as you start. So there's DTube, the blockchain, so you can have your music on the blockchain. And there's Steemit, which means you can blog about your music on the Steemit blockchain. And because it's an incentive system, if people like what you're posting and they upvote you, then that upvote starts earning you some money straight away. So no need to wait. Just as soon as you start posting, as soon as people start reposting or upvoting your content, then you start getting paid. Okay. Let me also talk about something called the smart contract, which you can attach to your music, which is on a blockchain. So if you attach a smart contract, the smart contract negotiates with each platform which is using your music for anything. It could be that it's a movie that's using your track as part of, or it's a YouTube channel or a YouTube video which is using your track as part of its video. So instead of needing rights to be able to use that piece of music, you can use it anywhere, but it's already got inbuilt a smart contract which negotiates a payment, so that if the person uses it, okay, every time somebody plays the YouTube video and that song is played, then the owner of the song, you start to get paid for that. So imagine a smart contract which is on the song, it's embedded within the song, so that whoever uses it is automatically paying back to you. Okay, so that's the power of the blockchain. Although I'm going to make more videos to explain exactly what the blockchain is and what cryptocurrency is and how all that works. And I'm excited about the blockchain and cryptocurrency because I think it's going to solve a few problems in Africa. So I really, really think that we need to take the blockchain quite seriously. So that was DTube and Steemit, both on the blockchain and both based on an incentive system. Right. Then you can have your music on iTunes, so that every time people download the music, they pay for it. So if you go on the Apple iTunes website, it will explain exactly what you need to do in order to put your music on the iTunes, so that you can get paid for the downloads. Then there is SoundCloud. SoundCloud is a streaming service. So what you do is put your music out there, and it doesn't have to be the full song. So what you can do is just put a chorus, put half a song, put a quarter of a song, put a third, maybe just talk about how you're making your music, keep people engaged, talk to people who are responding to your product, and that's a place, again, SoundCloud, where you can build your brand. Okay, so there are many places where you can build your brand, and SoundCloud is one of them. Then Facebook page, like this is my Facebook page. I've got my Facebook wall, then I've got my Facebook page, and this is the page. Now the advantage of having a page is that it is more business oriented or entrepreneurial oriented than just your personal page, your personal wall. So with your Facebook page like this one, you are able to do a number of things. You can go live, you can do almost all of the things that you do on the Facebook wall, but the difference with the page is that you are able to set up a few monetization options on it. Okay, it's treated like a business, so you're also able to connect it to your Instagram account, and you're able to do something called Facebook instant articles. Okay, if you're a blogger. So as a musician, okay, it doesn't mean you just do music. You can blog about your music. If you don't know how to blog about your music, you can get someone to blog for you, but you do need to blog about your music. And when you've done your blog, if you convert it to Facebook instant articles, then what happens is the speed of opening that blog post is much faster. Okay, try to open some of the blog posts on my page here and compare them with other pages which have not been enabled for Facebook instant articles, and you will find that my articles open a lot faster, and time is capital. Okay, time is a product. Time is what people want. They want to save time. Well, most of the businesses are based on convenience. They are based on saving people time. If you can save people time, you've got a business. So if you can save people time, open your article. So instead of taking 5-10 seconds, if the article takes less than 3 seconds, okay, then you're more likely to get people opening your pages or opening your blog posts more than other people, okay, more than other blog posts. Okay, so that's the Facebook page. So you can do quite a lot. Twitter, you can do a lot on Twitter. It's very engaging. Twitter has just increased its number of characters. In fact, I think they've doubled from 140 characters to 280 characters. So now you have 280 characters. It's interesting if you go on Twitter search right now, if you search on Twitter, because Twitter is slowly becoming a search engine. If you search on Twitter about 280 characters, you'll be surprised how people are complaining that they've been given more characters. Okay, some people want to go back to 140 characters, and I don't know who has time for that sort of complaining, but there are people doing that. There are people complaining. So on Twitter, you can do a lot. There is Periscope on Twitter. Periscope is the live application, which is now embedded. As soon as you try to put a status update on Twitter, there is an option to go live, and it takes you to Periscope. And so on Periscope, you're able to go live just like here. In fact, I tried to go on Periscope live before going on my Facebook page live, but both Periscope and the YouTube live were experiencing some difficulties. It was not easy to get started, so that's why I've come to the page. So that's Twitter. And then you've got Instagram. Instagram is probably the second most popular platform right now after Facebook. Okay, so you've got Facebook and then you've got Instagram, and both Facebook and Instagram belong to the same company. So they are both owned by Mark Zuckerberg. Now, Instagram started off as a photo sharing platform, but it has slowly transformed itself through the efforts of Mark Zuckerberg after he bought it for billions of dollars. Okay, and some people wonder, why is it worth billions of dollars? It's worth billions of dollars because you and me are providing that value. So when investors are investing in Instagram, they are looking at how many users or how many people are interacting on Instagram. And there are lots of us, a lot of people who are interacting on Instagram. And so that raises the value of Instagram, and investors are pouring money in it. Okay, so you and me are giving it value, but it's not giving us back that value unless you go and take that value. Like if you interact, if you use it to create business opportunities for yourself, if you use it to find business partners, if you use it to market your products, if you use it to grow your brand name. Okay, so unless you do that, you're not going to get anything out of it, and the person who is going to benefit is Mark Zuckerberg. So it's either you take it or you don't, which is why I'm attracted to the idea of DTube and Steemit and the blockchain, because at least they reward even those people who are not business minded. So you don't have to be business minded. You don't need to know how to grow a brand. You don't need to know how to, you just need to be interesting enough so that people are watching your videos, or people are reading your blog posts, and they are responding, and they are sharing your material. If they are doing that, that's enough on a blockchain to start getting paid. But on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, you have to create those opportunities yourself. Okay, so that's Instagram. Then we have Snapchat. So you can also sell, by the way, I'm talking about selling music. So on Instagram, okay, you can also go live on Instagram. I tried to go live on Instagram just now, but it's jumping a little bit. So I've decided to come to my Facebook page, which has been stable up to now. And thank you for watching. Those who are watching, Douglas, I see you're still there. Thank you for that. And so Instagram, and Douglas, I know I can learn a lot from you. In fact, we need to talk, because there is a lot of stuff that I know that you know that I think people will be interested to know. So I'm going to be getting in touch maybe after this video. Okay, so on Instagram, you can also go live. Maybe you're doing a live show, go live on Instagram. Let viewers see what they're missing, or you are rehearsing. If you're rehearsing a song or an album, go live on Instagram. Let people know what's going on. You're going on tour, talk about it. Tell people where you're going. You're already on tour, tell people where you are on Instagram. So keep the audience engaged on Instagram. Okay, because then if they know your product, they are more likely to buy your music than if you just put your music out there and hope that somebody will find it interesting enough to buy. Like I said, people buy you, they don't buy your music. So if you look at Michael Jackson, for example, if somebody sees an album by Michael Jackson, they don't check to see what music is on it. They don't play the song first before they buy. They just buy because they are buying Michael Jackson. They are not buying the album. So it has to become the same with you. But how do you become that brand unless you build it? And what a convenient time is now that you are able to do all of these things on social media platforms, okay, like the ones that I've just been describing. So then there's Snapchat, very similar to Instagram. In fact, some of the functionalities of Instagram have been hijacked from Snapchat. And Instagram still has more people than Snapchat, but Snapchat is still very interesting to many people, including myself. So that's another area where you're going about your day. You see, like now when I'm at home, I don't like to use Instagram and Snapchat because I want to do longer videos. But if I'm up and about, I go on Instagram, I go on Snapchat, because I just want to talk about what's happening at that point. But every time I'm on it, I'm marketing myself without telling people that I'm doing marketing. Okay, so whatever I'm talking about, I'm thinking about how in the long term I'm doing a public relations campaign, or I'm campaigning for a product, or I'm trying to sell something So when I eventually sell it, people know exactly what I'm selling. So I need to talk about my products and my services. Okay, so then there's Musical.ly, musical.ly or musical.ly. That platform is very suited to musicians because it's about you creating music. So what the platforms are doing, what you will notice with most of these platforms, is they are taking away all the technicalities behind producing something. So if, like now, this is a live video, okay, all I need is my little microphone, which I bought for less than £10, okay, very cheap but very effective for a mobile phone, and I'm using my iPhone, my new iPhone X, for this recording, and that's it. That's all I need, just my mobile phone. There's a platform. I don't have to record it somewhere and then use video editing software and then upload it, okay, because that takes time. And like I said, time is something that a lot of organizations are actually selling. So this convenience, this time saving, is what I'm doing with this Facebook page live. And that's exactly what you're doing when you use musical.ly or musical.ly, because it's helping you with the tools that you need to produce music, okay, without having to run around and find guitars and find equipment and find amplifiers and all that sort of thing. So what the applications are doing on mobile devices, on smartphones, is they're helping us by taking away all the technical or the technicalities, all the things that we would have to do unless you become professional. But this, when you start, at least you're guaranteed that you can start with just the minimum. So all I needed for this video was a microphone and a mobile device. That's it. Okay, so that's musical.ly. Then there's WhatsApp. WhatsApp has become quite good in that, because it was also bought by Mark Zuckerberg, again for billions, okay? Because it was bought by Mark Zuckerberg, it's doing, or they've put functionalities which are working for Facebook, which are working for the Facebook page, Facebook wall, which are working for Instagram. They are migrating those functionalities onto WhatsApp. For example, now we have WhatsApp story, okay? And so you can put a song on your WhatsApp story. It disappears after 24 hours, okay? But if you continue to put your music out there, then whoever is following you on your WhatsApp is able to see that, is able to listen to your music. So that's one way in which you can pre-sell your music, or you can get yourself known, get the music known, because how are people going to buy music from you if they don't know? And here's the thing, okay, you might have a really good piece of music and maybe people are going to listen to it, but the problem is, if you're not putting your music out there, you are competing with people who are actually doing that. So you end up with people whose music might not be as good as yours, but their music is being bought because they're actually putting themselves out there. They are using social media to make impact with their music. Okay, so WhatsApp stories, WhatsApp groups, that's one way where you can actually get your music out. Okay, so here's the thing. The thing is that you need to grow an audience. Okay, you need to build a relationship with your audience. So grow the audience, build a relationship, but if you have an audience, you have to respond to the audience. So that means every comment that they make, you need to respond to those comments. For example, if I get comments, I don't know if I can check here if I've got any comments yet, but if I get comments on this video, for example, I should answer the questions now or I should make another video to answer those questions. So let me just check. Okay, if I go on my Facebook page on my iPad here, I'll just remove the volume. Okay, so there is the video, and I've got 56 views, which is great, and I have 1 share, which is also great, but I haven't got any comments yet. So if there was to be a comment, and so I would if there was to be a comment, I would talk about it right now if I know the answer. If I don't know what the answer is, I'll probably go and research it. Okay, and it's quite interesting to admit that if you don't know the answer, you don't know the answer. You don't need to know everything. That's the thing. And don't pretend to know everything either. Okay, so that looks interesting. And I've just gained a like. Okay, 207. I've just got 208 total likes now, which means this is working. And guess what? I want to build this up to 500 likes before the 31st of December. So going back to I'm about to finish here. I've talked about you need a website, you need email, you need YouTube, you need to use the DTube and Steemit, which are both on the blockchain. You need to maybe create a smart contract on the blockchain to be attached to your music. You can post your music on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on your Facebook page, like this one, on Twitter, on Instagram. And with Twitter, I think I'm going to add here, Periscope, which is the live platform for Twitter. And then Instagram, Snapchat, okay, musical.ly or Musical.ly, WhatsApp, and now I was just talking about growing an audience and building a relationship. And so by building a relationship, you're also strengthening your brand. In fact, what is your brand? Your brand is what people are talking about behind your back. So that is your brand. So whatever they're talking about behind your back, that is your brand. Good or bad, that is your brand. That's why you need to do something about it. Okay? So, and you need to be patient. If you're building a brand, you need to be patient. Okay? You need to be patient because it takes time to build that brand. And you need to have SMART goals. Okay? You need to have SMART goals. You need to be specific. They need to be measurable, they need to be achievable, they need to be realistic, and they need to be timely. Your goals need to be that. If your goals are not SMART, you are going to get started. Here is how I interpret a goal. A goal is when you know exactly what to do right now, okay, to achieve your bigger goal in the future. So you're reverse engineering the future, but you should have a task today, now. What are you doing now? Okay, if you know exactly what to do now to achieve that goal, then you have a SMART goal. If you don't have a SMART goal, okay, you will just have a big dream and that's it. Okay, you will do a few things today and tomorrow there's nothing, and the dream dies because you are not doing something on a daily basis, because you have not broken it down to be smart. Okay, so that's how. If you've got a big dream and on a daily basis you've not done anything, it means you don't have a SMART goal. But if you've made a SMART goal, and I'm gonna do a video on SMART goals just to talk about specificity, measurability, achievability, realistic, and timeliness. Okay, I'm gonna do that. So here's another place. And you might be surprised if you've got physical copies of your CD or whatever, or vinyl, okay, you can sell them on eBay, you can sell them on Amazon. You can do that. You can sell them on Shopify. Shopify is an e-commerce platform where you can sell your music as well as other products, or you can do drop shipping. I think I'm going to do a video on Shopify. It's a drop shipping platform. So what happens is this. you open a Shopify website on the platform. You upload products which are maybe in China. The products are on your website. People see the products, they like them, they buy them, they pay for the product, the money comes to you, you order the products on the customer's behalf. So let's say the product is maybe you buy the product for £20 from China, but you charge maybe £30 including postage and all that, or £50, whatever. So when you do the ordering, you're paying the £20, you keep the 30, and the customer gets their product delivered to their door, so you don't keep an inventory. So that's what Shopify is all about. Now, if you've got they've also got something called the shop key. Okay, the shop key, just like the it's a keyboard, just like the Google keyboard or all the other keyboards that are out there. The Bitmoji keyboard. So if you've got the shop key keyboard, it means you can directly type a product into a friend's social network, maybe Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or iMessage. If you type a product and it's in your store, because it's your shop key, it's associated to your website, that product comes up, and it comes up so that you can send it to your friend, okay, on that platform, on the WhatsApp or iMessage or other social network, and they can directly buy from you. So you can do direct marketing of your product. So let's say someone wants to buy a mobile phone, and you've got the mobile phone they want, and you've got a good price for them. You just use the shop key to type in the name of the mobile phone. Comes up, maybe iPhone X comes up, and then you send it to your friend or your customer. They get the product. They click on the link. They buy the product straight away, pay for it. You order it, and it's delivered to the customer. That's it. Okay, so I've come to the end of how to sell your music online, what you can do. And basically, to summarize very briefly, you will need a website. You will need to put your products on a website. You will need to collect email addresses. There are platforms, there are applications which can help you to collect email addresses like MailChimp. You will need to send people emails, but you will need to make sure that you're not overloading them with email, but you're just sending enough for them not to get too annoyed with your emails. You will need a YouTube channel where you can put some of your music there or show people what you do behind the scenes. You can also use blockchain applications like DTube and Steemit, because they are based on an incentive system. So you start getting paid straight away based on the interaction that people are doing with your content. You can marry a smart contract, okay, a smart contract on the blockchain, so that whenever your music is used anywhere, it's going to negotiate a payment method, okay, so that you get paid every time someone uses it on any platform. It doesn't matter whether it's YouTube or a movie or whatever. Then iTunes, SoundCloud, a Facebook page, Twitter and Periscope, Instagram, Snapchat, Musical.ly or Musical.ly, WhatsApp, eBay and Amazon and Shopify. Okay, and these are just a few, but obviously there is a lot more. But I mean, the key thing here is that you need an audience, and you need to grow your brand, and you need to interact with your audience. Okay guys, so thank you for watching. Douglas, you stayed all the way to the end. Thank you for that. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.